hundreds of cases being filed in our office and watching the individuals come to court and watching how those cases are being handled and then the ultimate outcomes in some of those matters. And it does seem like an inordinate amount of resources are wasted on cases that basically are filed as felonies with multiple defendants and ultimately get reduced to misdemeanors or a diversion type plea and dismissed. So we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars wasted on those cases when, if we had guidelines, we could hit it head on and make decisions before even filing, therefore saving money for the county.
Well, I don't really think that answered the question, but and this hundreds of thousands of dollars allegation, I don't really understand either. I don't understand the correlation between guidelines and filing and saving money. I will tell you that I set the policy. I'm very concerned at all the hands that just went up in the room, and so I would like to know what your story is, because clearly the policy that I've set isn't being followed. If every hand raised in this room is indeed a legitimate patient who has been prosecuted in this county under my tenure. So I'd like to know that information. But I will tell you also that there are marijuana cases that are legitimately filed. There are people that are using the laws that protect your rights illegally, and those are the people, hopefully, that we're focusing our prosecution efforts on. And just because I'm not out of time, I don't think, she hasn't held up it yet, I want to just go back on the analyst. This analyst, he doesn't just sit there and open files and count them the way the part-time person did before. We have more cases coming through the office, and this analyst's job is actually mostly to go out and apply for, secure, and administer grants to make up for the incredible loss of staff that I've suffered since I took office. Keep in mind, budget cuts reduced the staff in my office. We had to reallocate resources. Ultimately, I was able to find funding for an analyst. As a result, he's been able to secure and administer over $1 million in grant funding from exterior sources that have enabled us to bring in people like vertical prosecutors for DUI prosecution, things of that nature that we would ordinarily be able to do. He doesn't just sit there and count beans. Thank you.
Next question, kind of two-part, one for Victoria, one for Jill. For Victoria, first, thank you for your service. How will your administration be different than Jill's current leadership? For Jill, thank you for your service. How will your administration be an advantage for Sonoma County, specifically if you are re-elected? And I've lost my place. Who went first last time?
She did, but she can go again.
Oh, okay. Ms. Ravitch.
Okay. Well, thank you.